Hello, Bobby Torres of Frightbox Recording here, showing you how you can shape your metal guitar tone for clarity. Welcome to Impulse Response Hacks, Part 1. Okay, so before we dive into the lesson here and I show you how you can achieve a nice, crisp, clear guitar tone at the source using the right impulse response, you can now download my brand new IR Octopack. The Octopack includes 8 impulse responses, 4 different microphones, 2 mic placements per microphone. I give you impulse responses of 2 SM57s, 2 SM81s, 2 Sennheiser E609s, as well as an Electro Voice RE16. A solid collection of impulse responses that were captured right at the source that you could simply load into your favorite AmpSim plugin and get right to dialing in killer results with ease, which I'll be showing you in this 3-part series this week. So with that out of the way, let's talk about tone shaping. Now I have an audio sample here and I want you to pay close attention to this guitar tone. Now, in my opinion, that is not a good guitar tone. And here's the unfortunate thing. Most people that will be working with a tone like this will dive into their EQ and try to, pull out the harsh frequencies or the muddy frequencies and boost top end. And the thing is, there's really no fixing a tone like this. You're better off getting it right at the source. Now, as far as this particular guitar tone, I'm just using a very basic AmpSim. And to be specific here, I'm using the X50 by TSC Audio. And the IR I'm using is just a generic V30 that I downloaded from the internet. And as you can hear, it ain't cutting it. Now, instead of me going in there and trying to fix it with EQ like I mentioned before, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna improve this tone simply by using one of the impulse responses from the Octopack that you can download. So right off the bat, what I don't like about the tone that you just heard is that it's very muddy and it sounds like there's kind of like a blanket covering the speakers. And it kind of makes the mix sound muddy and muffled in general. So I want something a little brighter right off the bat. So let's go into the Octopack. And like I said, there are 4 different microphones. We have a 609, an RE16, an SM57, and an SM81. I know that the E609 is generally a brighter microphone, so let's give that a shot. I'm gonna choose mic placement 1. I'm gonna copy it to the other channel, and let's hear how much of a difference that makes to the overall guitar tone. Yeah, in my opinion, a night and day difference. But for this particular song, I feel it might be even a little too bright, at least for what I'm looking for within this production. So let's switch it out to maybe, I don't know, let's try the SM57 mic placement number 1. Now let's hear how that sounds. Much better. But for me, I kind of want to go even a little darker with it, but I don't want it to sound weird and phasey and unusable like the original IR that I downloaded from the internet. So let's try the vintage RE16 mic placement number 1, and let's see how that's sitting in the mix. Let's check it out. Now for me personally, that was exactly what I was looking for this production. This particular production, I wanted to sound very natural and very kind of warm, almost vintage, but still modern at the same time. So I didn't want a brighter tone that you might achieve with an SM57. In my opinion, the RE16 microphone impulse response works perfectly for this production. And here's the other thing, as far as EQ on my guitars, I'm using next to no EQ. All I'm doing is rolling off all frequencies below 95 Hertz and all frequencies above 12K, as well as a little bit of multiband compression, just compressing the range where the palm mutes will get a little out of control between 90 Hertz and 230 Hertz. That's the entirety of my rhythm guitar mix. All of the tone is coming from the impulse response, and that's where most people go wrong with guitar tone. Most people think all the magic happens in the mix, but in reality it comes down to the source, your cab and mic placement, which is the same thing as an impulse response. So I'm curious to know, do you fall into the common trap, the same one I used to fall into, of overcomplicating your guitar mix and trying to fix tones in the mix instead of getting them right at the source? Let me know by leaving a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your opinion. If you found this video helpful, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And do not forget to click the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload one of our weekly videos on all things Metal and Rock production. If you're interested in some Frightbox swag, I've got t-shirts, mugs, and a ton of other cool stuff on the way. There's a link below to the Frightbox merch store in this video's description. And again, you could download my Impulse Response Octopack for absolutely free. There's a link below in this video's description. And be sure to stay tuned for part 2 of this series, which will be released on Wednesday, where I show you how you could achieve depth and separation using impulse responses. And until next time, happy mixing.